It's time to refresh your yard during spring backyard days at the Home Depot. Get low prices guaranteed on propane grills starting at $179, like the Next Grill 3-burner gas grill. Or get $50 off a select Weber Spirit grill and bring big flavor to your backyard. Then set the scene with Hampton Bay string lights that bring it all together. Shop spring backyard days for 7 days at the Home Depot, now through May 6th. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
So we're talking about your father's watch and your mother's bracelet.
Yes.
So it's sentimental value. What happened to the bracelet? When he asked to borrow the watch, what happened to the bracelet?
This is the plaintiff, Pamela Eckhart. She says she and the defendant are co-workers, and one day he approached her and asked if she had any jewelry lying around, and if so, would she like to sell it? She told him she did and gave him 2 pieces to get rid of. Now, 4 years later, she comes to find he pawned her stuff. She's tried to get him to pay her what she's owed, and all he does is ignore her. Well, she won't be ignored any longer. She's suing for $600, the appraised value of a gold watch and bracelet. This is the defendant, Tommy Dapp. He says the plaintiff was a very sweet elderly lady who offered to give him her jewelry as a gift because he was going through a hard time making ends meet. He thanked her profusely, used the money he got for the gold on his mortgage, and now, 4 years later, he's being sued? Please. He's accused of being a gold digger.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Pamela Eckhart?
Yes.
You are suing Tommy Dapp,
Yes.
your former friend, for $600, the value of some jewelry that you say you gave him to sell, and he's never paid you or returned.
No.
All right, what's going on?
Tommy came to me and asked me if I had any jewelry I wanted to sell.
Why?
I guess he felt he could sell it and make some money for me because I did a lot of babysitting for him over the years, and I never got paid a penny.
Did you expect to get paid a penny?
I expected something.
Okay, how did you two know each other?
We met at a nonprofit organization.
Okay, all right. And so you meet him, and then you become friends.
We became friends.
And he was married.
Yes, he was at the time.
And you become friends with the wife, too.
Yes, I did.
And who is that person there?
A girlfriend.
Okay. And you babysit for them. Babysat for them.
Yes.
And how old were the children?
They had one child at the time when I first met Tommy, and then they had another child later on. So they had 2 children, and
all right.
I took care of the 2 children.
When do you give him the jewelry? What month and year?
I believe I gave it to him. It was before the summer, and I would say...
Summer of what?
Summer of 2008.
Okay. And then, like...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like in the fall of 2008,
No,
did you say,
no.
where's my jewelry or my
Before the
money?
summer.
In the winter of 2008, did you say, where's my jewelry or my money? In the spring of 2009, do you say, where's my jewelry or my money? When?
2008. It was 2008 I gave it to Tommy. And then he called me and told me that he could get me a certain amount of money, but if I let him keep it, he could get me more.
Okay.
So I believed him. And then he came back afterwards and came back with the watch and asked me if he could please borrow it, and I never got it back.
Why would he ask you to borrow the watch?
I don't know, but he asked me if he could borrow it.
Why didn't you just say no and get the watch if you'd been waiting for him to make good on his promise to sell it already?
I didn't say no. That's my problem.
Why didn't you say no?
Because I trusted him.
Trusted him to what? Keep your stuff? You'd already seen that he was keeping your stuff.
I trusted that he would give it back to me.
What was he going to do with it?
I have no idea. He didn't tell me.
You didn't ask him?
No. He said, just asked me if he could please borrow it.
And this was a
yes.
watch that what?
It was my father's watch.
It was your father's watch, so it's sentimental value.
That's correct.
And so we're talking about your father's watch and your mother's bracelet.
Yes.
So it's sentimental value. What happened to the bracelet? When he asked to borrow the watch, what happened to the bracelet?
I never saw the bracelet.
Well, didn't you ask? I know. Okay, there's none so blind as she who will not see. Did you ask him, where's my bracelet?
I asked him where his bracelet was, and he told me he didn't know where it was. He couldn't find it.
And then you loaned him the watch?
And I loaned him the watch.
When he tells you, I have no idea where I put your bracelet?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I just did it.
Okay, what's going on?
She did, in fact, go ahead and tell me, I was behind on my mortgage payments. She went ahead and she provided me with a watch, a ring, and a bracelet belonging to her mother and her father, and a ring of her own. I brought them to the jewelry shop, and the jewelry shop appraised them and told me that the watch is worth $167. It was a white gold watch with a leather band. And then there was a bracelet, which he said was like $220. And the ring, he didn't want it because it had a big, huge gem on it that was over 2 inches round. And he said the gem weighed so much, it overweighed the scrap gold and it was worthless. So I returned the ring back to her. She told me to go ahead and sell the stuff for $300 some odd, take the money and use it to pay for your mortgage. To pay for my mortgage.
Yeah, no, I get it. Why would she do that? In the spiritual sense, why is she helping you?
She was giving it to me as a gift because
why?
She was a friend of mine, and she wanted to go ahead and extend out and give it to me to pay for my mortgage. She was giving me a gift.
And you never paid her back?
No, it was a gift.
Well, you weren't supposed to pay her back?
I was not supposed to.
Did you
pay her
call
back.
her a sweet elderly lady? Did you call her that?
Yeah, she's very sweet elderly.
Are you?
She's very
How old
nice.
are you?
69.
What the heck is wrong? How old are you?
36 years old.
Okay, how is I can understand if you were 16, okay? And then you think that comprises elderly. But how do you figure at your age that's elderly? She looks better than you do. Like, what's your deal? That has me more angry than anything else in this case. I keep saying I'm gonna ignore it, but it's looking at me right in the face and slapping me. How old's your girlfriend?
She's 26 years old.
And you're how old again?
36 years old.
She doesn't look 26, she looks 16. How old are you?
26.
Okay, so go on. So what happened? So, but then one day you find yourself in the people's court. Something happened in between.
In between.
Yeah,
2
so
months
when does
ago,
she first reach out to you?
60 days ago, I received court paper at my workplace.
You haven't heard from her in all this time?
No, I have not heard from her at all.
At all?
At all.
You don't think that's a little peculiar? How did you two, stop
she-
being friends?
She moved out of the place where she was living. She went ahead and she gave a gentleman that she met over the internet $400,000. She sold her house at a reverse mortgage and gave her money away to everybody on the internet, all these guys that she had met. And she sold her house and she moved
Did you
into a
give away
senior
$500,000
complex.
to people on the internet?
Oh, absolutely
Where do you
not.
get that from? Who told you that?
Well, she had advised me that and she told everybody at
I
the
was
workplace.
scammed out of $115,000.
Wow. And that happens when?
After she had provided me with the jewelry.
Right, but then the providing of the jewelry happened when?
She provided me with the jewelry about 4.5 years ago. She gave it to me, 2008, right when I got
and
into
do you
my
hear from her at
motorcycle.
all between 2008 and now?
No, not at all.
Is that accurate?
No.
Tell me what's accurate.
I called Tom at Funding and Development where he works, and these were his words verbatim. Call me next week when I get paid. I get paid on Thursday. I was told by his boss he gets paid on Tuesday. I kept calling and calling him. He kept saying no. He did
No
not
what?
have the money.
Okay.
Then,
Do you have any evidence of the phone calls? Do you have your phone records?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Did you ever actually get evidence that he pawned it? Do you have the pawn slips?
No.
Do you have the pawn slips?
No, nothing was pawned. It was sold
To who, the pawn shop?
to a jewelry store.
Why do you suppose she'd be doing this?
She did it out of the kindness of
No, I
helping
mean
me
why
pay.
she's suing you.
My personal opinion is the people that she's currently surrounding herself with now had advised her to do this because he's, I guess, a gentleman that sues people himself.
So you just think that she's hanging out with somebody who told her to do it? That's your answer for why she would do this?
Absolutely. I mean, she has given my children $500 gifts for, baptism and showers, and she's given hundreds of dollars to my children for, gifts.
And babysat for free.
Babysat my children.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If what she wanted was $600, why didn't you just give her $600 and call it a day for all that largesse that she showed?
I don't have $600, Your Honor. I don't have it. I really don't. I couldn't spare.
When you got the lawsuit, did you call her?
No, I don't even have her number to call her. She moved out of the house 3+ years ago that she lived in.
And you haven't seen her since?
No, I have not.
But you did not speak to her before that?
Absolutely not.
Yes.
She called.
Your Honor.
I'm sorry, she called
She had called and left messages on my phone stating to me that I smoke cigarettes, and cigarettes do cost you a lot of money, Tom. I'm sure that cigarettes cost you $10 a day. Now, that money that you smoke cigarettes with, you could probably give to me rather than provide yourself with cigarettes, and maybe give me that money opposed to purchasing cigarettes for yourself, because I don't have any money. I can't, I don't have money to even pay my rent.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
I do smoke cigarettes.
Okay, maybe you should stop smoking cigarettes, because that $10 you could use to pay your rent.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Loan or gift? What do you think?
I think it was a gift.
Why?
If you give someone something and don't specifically say it was a loan, then it's probably a gift.
Fair point.
Gift.
Why?
Because you're giving it out to someone, and why would you want to ask it back for?
Well, because maybe it's just you're loaning it to them out of the goodness of your heart, but
Okay, it's a gift.
why?
All right. For me, if you give something to somebody and then you don't ask for it back and then you keep giving them more and more, you're giving it to them.
You wouldn't give it to them. You wouldn't give them more if they didn't give it.
More, right. You would have to ask for it back, and then if you want to give them something else, you could go right ahead.
I'm with you. Going inside the courtroom.
So now 4 years, if not more, has passed, and you have done nothing until 2 months ago to figure this out, and the answer to that is what? Why? Why is that?
Well, to be very honest with you,
I virtually insist upon it when you're under oath.
Right. I had a triple bypass done September 24th.
Of what year?
2009.
Okay.
And I was more or less concentrating on getting my health back than thinking about that
4
at the
years?
time. Pardon me?
For 4 years? My father had a triple coronary bypass. He's 90. He's actually elderly.
God bless him.
And I know how long it takes to get, I understand if people recuperate at a different pace, but really 4 years, that doesn't really account for the 4 years.
But I really...
What made you sue 4 years later? I'm dying to know, because there's something that made you all of a sudden wake up from the stupor of the 4 years. What plagued you? Said,
It's been on
you know
my
what, this has been
mind.
bothering me for 4 years. Like,
Your
how
Honor,
is...
it's been on my mind a long
For
time.
4 years?
And
You have quite the to-do list.
It's been on my mind.
All right, statute of limitations on this kind of thing is 3 years. You have two problems. One, you're past the statute of limitations. The statute of limitations is a limit that the law puts on lawsuits on certain topics, so that you can't come 25 years later and sue somebody and then they don't have records, they can't prove it, a negative, they can't, it just becomes impossible. So people have a certain amount of time, depending on the cause of action, to bring a case to court. You are past that amount of time. Let us assume for a moment that you weren't past that amount of time. You have another issue, just so you know for the future, so you don't find yourself in this position. If you hand somebody your valuables, make them sign something. Because otherwise you find yourself in court where he's saying she was the most generous person in the world and this was part of her generosity, and that's that. You have a proof problem, okay? We're done. You've told me everything you can tell me. If you can't prove it, you can't prove it. It's not my fault that you can't prove it, okay? And in the future, I wouldn't give somebody a watch, loan somebody a watch who has lost my bracelet, okay? Verdict for the defendant.
Both sides, just one.
Too much time has elapsed. You're not able to sue the defendant to try to recover this money. Therefore, you lose the case. What's your reaction to the judge's verdict here?
No comment.
All right. Okay, right down this way.
Right this way, man.
All right, so come on in here. You wish you could have paid her that money?
Yeah, I do wish that I could have given her the money. If I had money, I'm sure I would provide her with the money.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least this relationship or whatever it was between you and her is now over for good?
No, not necessarily.
Really? How come you two haven't been in contact? Why haven't you reached out to her?
I actually went to her house, and she had moved 3+ years ago, and she no longer lived in the establishment where she lived in her mother's house for years. Her mother had given her
Are you going to
contact.
continue to reach out and try to find her or
No, she
reestablish contact?
She knows where I work. I mean, I've been there
She's
for
got
over
to
10
come to
years.
you to find.
I mean, I
get
don't
you.
know where she lives. She lives in a senior house somewhere. I don't
What
know
if you
where.
get some money? Will you give it to her?
Absolutely.
Okay. Harvey?
You know, the same principle applies to money. If you loan somebody money, they don't pay you back, and then you loan them more, it really starts to look very much like a gift. If you do that, which you shouldn't do, but if you do it, you need to protect yourself with documentation. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, William Rahilly. He says he hired the defendant, a process server, to serve legal papers to a driver who rear-ended his wife, causing vehicular damage. He paid the defendant for his services, but according to the courts, the papers were never served, and the case is still not filed, and it's been almost a year. Bottom line, he hired the defendant for his service, and he didn't perform it, so he wants his hard-earned $645 back. This is the defendant, Mark. He says he did indeed serve papers to the woman who crashed into his wife, and even has an affidavit to prove it. He's not responsible for court dates or the way the legal system works. His job was done, and that is that. He's accused of serving up nothing.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
William Rahilly?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Mark. You've asked us to amend to name you only by your first name and his process serving business for $645. You want the amount you paid him returned to you. You want 1 day's pay, and you want the cost that you paid a new process server. You want both those. What happened?
On or about January 25th, I contacted the defendant and his company and discussed the possibility of hiring him in regards to doing a service.
Had you ever used him before?
No,
or
I have not.
Did he come recommended?
Yes, someone recommended me to him. We discussed it.
What kind of lawsuit was this?
It's a civil court case in Queens County.
Like generally?
Motor vehicle accident, leaving the scene.
Okay.
It took a while to find out who the individual was who was responsible for the accident.
Okay.
We finally got that information, started the process, and hence I needed a server to proceed with the...
And so you hire him when?
On or about January 25th, 2012.
And?
We discussed, I think the amount was $180. We agreed on that same date. I sent an email to him, basically sending him the copies of the documents needed to be served. I have a copy of the email if you'd like to see that.
Yes, please.
And here's the copy of the
So
filing.
what goes wrong?
On or about, let me see now.
On or about, what does everybody say that on or about?
I'm
Y'all
sorry.
watch too much TV. When did you do it?
I apologize for that.
That's all right. Everybody does it. It's kind of funny. Go ahead.
I contacted the defendant, on April 6th as well as April 23rd to find out where we were in the service of the case.
You waited that long? That was kind of patient.
I figured 120 days, give or take, which is about either when it would expire or it had expired at that point.
Right.
So I had, again, as well, sent him the email asking an update or request. I have a copy of that email as well.
Yes. Is he answering your emails?
No, I'm not getting any answers to the emails.
How about phone calls? You
phone
calling?
calls, I think we spoke twice on the phone. Once initially to set up the...
Yeah, but now are you calling him and telling him, what up? I gave you this January 25th. Have you served? Are you calling him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and no answer?
No answer.
All right, so what do? You hire a different process server?
I wanted to wait and give the defendant the benefit of the doubt to see where we were.
Benefit of what
so
doubt? The guy's not even calling you back.
Well, that was true, but I don't know what's going on, so I figured let me proceed a little bit more.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going on because he won't let you know what's going on.
Yeah, that is true. On June 23rd, I receive a phone call. On June 23rd, I receive a phone call from the defendant. As well as an email, I should say. I am still awaiting payment for the service of process and I'm not going to refer the case. Please advise of payment as service was completed a while ago. And I have a copy of this.
Okay, so did you say to him, dude, here are all the emails I've been contacting you, you didn't tell me anything?
That was it.
And I don't understand, if they've achieved service, don't you have a court date?
I believe the court sets the date, but I don't know the process in which the court acts on.
How does it work?
It depends on which court it is, Your Honor. Some courts will docket it very quickly and send you notification. Some courts will wait almost a year or more to give you a court date, and some will not even give you a trial date or court date. They'll just refer you to immediate arbitration.
Okay, so did you serve this? Did you?
I did.
Where and when?
I served on April 23rd, 2000.
That's the date of his second reminder email to you. 3 months later.
Well, that is correct.
How did you serve it?
I served it by personal service pursuant to the New York law by delivering it to the residents, and a person of suitable age and discretion took it on the person's behalf.
Who was that?
That was the doorman of the building.
Okay. I see that you have, can I see the original? Okay, this is also a copy. You wouldn't have the original
I
because you
mailed
filed
the original back to to the court.
to the court. Do you know if it ever made it?
I have no idea.
So who has the duty to go to court and actually see if it was done, the process server or the person who hires the process server?
Absolutely the process server. You're paying them to do a job. That's their responsibility. That's what you paid them for. So why wouldn't it be the process server?
Fair point. What do you think?
The process server as well. If you hire somebody to do a job, you want to know if they follow through. So you have to make sure they complete it and check up on them.
All makes sense to me going inside the courtroom.
Do you know if it ever made
Yes.
it?
I had checked the diary as well as my case folder, and there was nothing in there except my original filing, which this is the copy of the original filing.
Okay. Do you have something that shows that?
Yes. Because of this, I had to restand in front of a new judge to ask for an extension.
Oh.
And I have proof of that.
Okay,
as
so
well.
here's what happens. According to you, okay, first of all, you're not calling the guy back. You're not responding to his emails. Why is that?
I didn't respond to the emails, I do know that, but I did call him back on 2 occasions from the time he first came to me till after. One occasion I had to call him back because the paperwork the first time was missing something. I couldn't serve it without, I believe he only gave me the complaint. He did not give me the summons, so I phoned him. I said, I need...
When was that you phoned him?
That would have been sometime in early February,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Because the documents didn't get to me till sometime late January in that area.
Okay, so that's one phone call.
And I waited for that to come back. And then he subsequently called me sometime towards the March, April timeframe. I don't know the specific date as I stand here. But and I returned his phone call, and I said to him, it was not done yet. I will make sure it gets done if I have to do it personally. And I did.
What do you mean if you have to do it personally?
I have other people who do serving for
How
me.
many?
I have at various times. All
One
different.
or 100? I mean,
No. I wish if I was that big, it would be a very nice thing. 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
depending upon the timing and
you
business.
normally don't do...
No, I do myself.
You do?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
All right,
And
so when did you get paid in this case?
not till June.
Okay, but you
And
get paid in June because you tell him, I already took care of this, I did this in June. And then him, in good faith, turns around and pays you, and then he's not getting a date, so he goes to the courthouse, and according to you, you have proof that he never mailed it or it never arrived at the courthouse?
Otherwise, the judge wouldn't have given me the extension.
That's a thing. If
I
he's
understand
sitting there begging an extension, maybe you're just a little too busy and taking on a little too more. Maybe you're just a slack jaw who, it doesn't pay attention to his job, one or the other. But like something's going on because he's emailing you, you're not answering him. He doesn't hear from you between the 23rd and June when you're asking for payment. The 23rd is when you purportedly, after he's now sent you 2 emails saying, hey, you've had it since whatever, early February, you say, well, it's been 2 months, what happened? It's the 23rd that somebody finally goes out there and actually serves the doorman. Then you still don't communicate with him that it's been done. Then on June, you ask for payment. He's like, oh, payment. Okay, yeah. He pays you. He waits July, August, September, October. He's finally sick of it and goes down there himself. And then in October, show me the paperwork you got from the court in October. I know you had to move to extend the time for serving process. Why don't you just file it in court, batch file all your stuff like other process servers do?
I have done that in the past, but in this instance, it was...
it's more effort to mail each individual one. I kind of think that it got lost in the cracks and you should just return the guy's money. Because I don't think that you mailed this individual one. Is that what you're telling me?
No, this
you
got
mail
mailed.
individual ones instead of batch filing every day?
Your Honor, I keep very detailed records. I even keep a log of every service that I do.
Why don't you return your client's phone calls and emails?
I did return his phone calls. The emails, it's hard for me to do that typically.
Did he return all your phone calls?
No, I think it maybe returned 1 or 2 of them.
Okay, and there were others that he didn't return?
Yes, I believe
How
I was
hard
calling
is it to
his cell
return an
phone.
email and tell him what you did?
It's not hard.
It's even easier than returning a phone call.
Not when you're in your car. And I'm in my car virtually all day long until I get back
I gotta imagine you're sitting in your car waiting for somebody to walk out and you got your little smartphone.
It's not always that easy.
Yeah. Do you have proof that the court received your process?
No, I don't. I don't typically get.
No, you don't typically get, but when you're going to the people's court, don't I make you nervous? To go and find proof. I'm a little annoyed that I don't make you nervous enough to go and try to find proof that you completed the circle of what is your job. Because if the court doesn't get it, because you can't manage to get it to them, That guy deserves his money back that he paid you, doesn't he? So I know you had to have looked at that court file. Didn't you look at that court file and see that your thing never made it there?
I did not go down to the court to look at the
Did
court
you look
file.
for it in a computer to see if they...
I did not look, no. I did not
You
take the
didn't
time
even do
to
that much?
I did not, no.
I ought to make you more nervous. You have no proof that you completed your job, and I'm ordering the money that he paid you to be returned to him. You get the 100, what was it he paid you,
He actually, Judge,
180?
it was actually, Judge, I believe it was 190.
Was it 190? Does that sound right?
It was 180,
It was
technically.
180, okay.
Okay, well, 180.
Trying to be honest here.
I was too.
180. Your filing fee that you had to file, you do not get a day's pay, and you do not also get what you paid the next guy, because then, of course, it would be a bonanza for you. Court is about making you whole, not putting you ahead of the game. And if you don't have to pay for process, then you'd be better off than everybody else. You're supposed to just be made whole, and I'm going to make you whole by ordering him to pay you the $180 plus your filing fee. Good luck.
Appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am.
So the ruling's for the plaintiff here in the People's Court, and the defendant comes out on the losing end of this case. What's your reaction to this outcome?
The judge felt she was doing what was fair and was right. And
Yeah, I know. We know that.
And I was lacking what she wanted to see in terms of the proof of the filing. So if that's what was necessary and it wasn't there, she did what she had to do.
Yeah, we know that. But what about you? Why didn't you come in with better proof?
Well, number one is timing. Number two is that I didn't expect that to be an issue. My job typically is to get the thing served, which is the hardest part of the job.
You didn't bite off more than you could chew?
No,
Have too
not at
much
all.
on your plate there?
Not at all. That's why I have people working with me.
All right. Right around the corner this way. All right. All right, so you win your case. On or about the time the judge made this ruling, what was going through your mind?
I felt vindicated that what I thought was due to me actually came full circle.
Harvey?
When you hire somebody, the person you hire generally has the duty to make sure that the job is complete and to investigate when necessary. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Ina Pruitt. She says she moved out of an apartment she'd been renting from the defendants for close to 4 years, did a walkthrough with them, and is now having a devil of a time collecting all of her security. When she questioned the co-defendant, he said he had to check with his wife about things and would get back to her. Well, he never did. So she's suing for the remaining $1,367 she most definitely deserves. These are the defendants, John and Christy Schaefer. They say there were considerable problems when they did the walkthrough with the plaintiff, and they were being nice, refunding more than half the lady's security. The fact that she's suing them here today is laughable, because they spent more money than they withheld to get the place even rentable again. They're accused of doing a lady wrong.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
All right. Anna Pruitt, you are suing John and Christy Schaefer for $1,367, a balance owed on a security deposit plus interest that you say they are wrongfully withholding.
Yes.
Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
On August 3rd, I received my item listing and my return check from my security deposit.
Okay, how long had you lived there?
4 years, since
And
2008.
had you always paid rent on time?
Well, not always on time. I made arrangements with them, and they agreed to them.
But did you generally have a good relationship with them?
Yes.
Okay, and when you left, why did you leave?
I left because I had to downsize.
Okay, so you leave, you do a walkthrough?
We did a walkthrough.
Any comments made during the walkthrough?
Yes.
What were the comments?
The comments were on 3 holes in the walls that was on the main level floor of the smaller room. There was a hole in the kitchen screen, and then on the second level, there was the door jamb. My granddaughter got locked in there by mistake. We opened it up. I had a friend try to fix it, and I guess it wasn't fixed.
Okay, so you point that out?
We all pointed it out together. It was written down, and those were the only damages spoke on.
Did he complain about any? Who did the walkthrough? He did or she did?
John and Christy.
Okay, did they say anything else to you at that time?
No.
All right, so you leave and you're expecting your security deposit check. Did they say anything to you about the security deposit check on that date during the walkthrough?
They said that they will get back to me with the amount of the repairs.
Okay, and so when they get back to you, how did they get back to you, in writing?
It was 30 days later.
Okay.
You
received the letter?
I received the letter and the check on August 3rd.
Okay, I need to see the letter and the check. Okay, so go on.
So when I received the letter and the check, immediately I called John on the phone. I shared with John on that day that I received the check and the letter, and I was in total disbelief, and I was very upset and frustrated. I asked him to explain the contents of the letter. Why was it excessive wear and tear on the carpet?
Because in that letter it said they were going to charge from your security deposit excessive cleaning, $300.
Right.
Damage to the upper bedroom door frame, $150. Damage to the walls, doesn't have a figure. Excessive wear carpet, $500. Screen replacement, $50. And that was a total of $1,000. So they sent to you a check for $1,025.
Correct.
Okay, and they were keeping $1,000 for damages.
Correct.
All right, you felt that was excessive, so what'd you do?
Well, when I called him, I asked him, could he explain to me what was the excessive cleaning and what was the excessive wear and tear on the carpet? He told me, well, Ina, Chrissy sent that out to you. I need to talk to her. And at that time, he told me, Ina, I'm putting together papers for you, and you'll get them. I haven't heard from John since August 27th.
Okay, what's going on, folks?
Well, I don't disagree with a lot that Ina said. She was a tenant of ours for 4 years. She made several late payments, but we worked it out. In general, she was a good tenant, but she left the place a mess.
Okay.
We spent in excess of $9,000 fixing and repairing the place after she left.
Okay.
And I know
What
that
was wrong with it?
there is the carpets were ruined. We had broken door frames, broken doors, holes in the walls. Appliances were left filthy, bathtubs left filthy, walls with grease all over them, holes in the kitchen floor. She had a leak that was, I don't know what she did with the refrigerator or something. Ice jammed up there, and the ice just kept coming down and ruining the ceiling down in the apartment below.
Wait, was it your refrigerator?
Yes, it was our refrigerator.
So what would she do?
There's still some obligation to let us know. Somehow, I guess ice was coming out.
Let you know. Explain what you're saying, because you're just skipping around.
There was ice coming out. Somehow the ice jammed up.
In
And
the
there's
refrigerator.
ice cubes coming out of the refrigerator.
Okay.
Right. But ice cubes don't melt in a couple of seconds.
Right.
And until the woman called us downstairs saying, my ceiling's falling in.
But from ice cubes melting? That can't be. It had to be something a little more profound than that.
No.
So the lady downstairs said what? That there was some leak coming from your place that was affecting her place and had damaged it?
Yes.
Okay, let me see the pictures. Actually, let me see the pictures of everything that you're asking for.
Thank you.
Okay, this is a picture of the banister. This is a picture of the banister. I see the carpeting in the background. And this is a blurry picture, which I can't see even what it is. Where is the picture that shows $500 justified to keep for excessive wear and tear on a carpeting that is 4 years old that was installed when?
It was installed
Right before?
week before she moved in.
A week before she moved in. Is it accurate that the carpeting was installed a week
Yes,
before?
it was.
Okay, so typically what a landlord will show me are the pet stains or the paint stains or the something in particular that means that you don't just shampoo it.
Right.
I'm seeing a dark carpet, and I'm not seeing the damage that justifies the $500. It's not, you got to prove what you're saying. You can't just,
I have other witnesses and contractors.
and that's fine, and we'll
over
call
here,
him,
so-
but you do understand that this is something simple to capture that I can see with my own eyes rather than,
It wasn't so simple, actually, because of the color of the carpet and the way it was stained.
Talk to me and tell me what damage was on that carpet.
There was major stains. The apartment itself is rather large. It's a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath. The living room area is large, one of the larger rooms of the apartment. And the stain in the living room alone, as we cut the carpet up, we had to paint the floor to get rid of the stain on the plywood once the carpet was removed.
Say that again. We had a what?
Paint the wood floor to get rid of the stain.
What'd you do? Did you put in another carpet? Did you decide to go wood floors?
No, new carpet.
Did anybody attempt to clean the carpet?
Yes, Ina did. She had it washed before we came in, but it was still...
Was there a stain on the carpet?
I had some stains, but every stain was taken out of the carpet. They wasn't, they were like water stains, they were like Kool-Aid stains, but all of that was taken up.
Do you
I have my own pictures.
Let me see the pictures of the carpet when you left.
And I also sent
Now,
them
sometimes that
pictures.
stuff comes back after the carpet cleaning.
Yeah, well, I also, those pictures were taken on the day that I moved out, June 30th. The carpet was cleaned on June 30th.
Okay, let's move on from the carpet. The door frame, there's not a dispute about. So really what we need, and the screens are not a dispute about. What we need to talk about is the excessive cleaning. Tell me about how bad it was. Go ahead.
Well, you'll see on there, the refrigerator is covered in grease, walls are covered in grease, bathtubs are disgusting, stoves, disgusting, virtually, and that's what, she must have done a lot of cooking with grease or something, so that's what permeated throughout the whole place, that there was a lot of grease on everything, a lot of grease and dirt.
Did you change the bathtub, or you
No,
literally got
that's-
the bathtub to look clean when you
Yes.
cleaned it?
Yes.
It's a little gross. Is this how you left it?
I can't see from here.
It's kind of dirty. I don't know if you really want to see it, but I'll show it. Send it over.
Who generally wears the pants, man or woman? What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of women around here, but
So you're scared. I get your point. What do you think?
I would say typically the woman. I feel like she's usually the husband will go with what she says just because he doesn't want to be in trouble. So
Blackmail, going inside the courtroom.
Who'd you pay $300 to clean it?
We didn't. My
You did it
wife
yourselves?
took it. My wife took care of it, yes.
How big is this apartment?
2,000 square feet.
Very large.
Would you pay somebody $300 to clean it?
Yeah.
Would you pay a cleaning person $300 to clean it? Because I agree with you, it's dirty. It's dirtier than it should have been brought back to you.
It was a lot
And it's
of
pretty
hard
gross.
work.
It's the
It
grease
wasn't-
cooking, and no, there wasn't an effort to clean it before. I mean, not a good effort. I'm just gonna hand you the pictures. I don't want to offend you. I just want you to see it because
Well,
the
I
pictures
did it
speak
to
for
the best of
themselves.
my ability.
So I agree that you should get a cleaning fee, but if I were to hire somebody to clean that, you better believe that I'm not gonna be paying somebody $300 for one day of cleaning. I mean, and I don't think you would either. All right, so let's discuss. First of all, did you keep the money in an interest-bearing account?
I did not.
You did not. All right. And you are suing for like some crazy number because you did the math wrong on the interest. But when it's fewer than 10 apartments, he does not have to keep it. He does not have to invest your money. He just has to give you your money back unless he has a reason to keep it. So the question becomes, the next step for the landlord is, did you send notice as the law requires within a certain amount of time? What's the answer to that?
The answer is, we did it on the 30th day.
Much kind of thing. But in your state, in some states, you're just out of gas on that. And then that's that. You just have to return the whole thing. But in your state, what happens is that you get to ask for double damages on the part he wrongfully withheld, that I find he wrongfully withheld. So now the question, you didn't, but you can. And so now the question becomes, what part, if any, do I feel was wrongfully withheld? Or phrased another way, how much of her security deposit, based on the pictures that I've seen, do I feel that you are allowed to keep? Okay.
Can I just say that one of the things that, you'll see that there's a lot of damages in some areas, and I only charge a very small portion. I mean, I understand that she's of limited income.
You understand
and so
what?
I understand that she's of limited income.
Okay.
And so what I do is try to strike what I felt was a fair balance between what she could afford and how much money I spent.
How about you, Christy?
I got 9.
Switch places. You, on the other hand, appear to be the iron fist in the couple, right?
Yes.
Yes, because you just like, what do you mean? Well, you're going to pay for this. Like, it's
Right.
I recognize the dynamic because that's what exists in my house too, right?
See, you should accept that.
Huh?
He needs to learn to accept that.
I think he has. How long have you been married?
6 years.
6 years? Okay. When you chose which of the two of them to talk to, who would you pick?
I honestly have been dealing with Christy up until May.
And then?
I decided to deal with John.
Because he's warm and fuzzy and she's not so much. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to order them to return some money to you, but it's certainly not anything that you're going to like, because I'll tell you right now. Because, what I do as a judge is I sit here and I say, okay, forget their figures. I cross their figures out. I look at the pictures. I say to myself, there's some cleaning that had to take place here. There's the door jambs, there's this, it's that. Like, I'm looking at it and I see, where I think they're overreaching and where they're not. Ironically, your pictures of the carpet are what saved them, because I'm looking at the carpet and the carpet has some serious issues with it. And it costs a lot more than the $500 they're asking to replace the carpet. But they know they don't get new carpets on you. They get the value of the depreciated carpets, and even that they're asking less than, is what I'm telling you. And this is how it looked on its best day. You took the pictures on the day that you cleaned it. So, they have some point there. Really, the only place I think they got a little greedy was on the cleaning. I'm going to order them to return $150 to you that I believe were wrongfully withheld. And based on the double clause, that is in New Jersey, that's $300 verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Let's first talk to the landlords coming out here. What's your feeling on the decision? You got some back.
Well, I don't think she should have gotten anything back. She created a lot more damage than we charged her for. You know.
I don't even know why I'm talking to you. This is the boss over here. What do you have to say about this thing? What are we letting him talk for? Now you're speechless?
Yeah, basically
Wow.
speechless.
Has that ever happened before?
No.
All right, head right around the hallway this way. All right, come on out here and tell me what you think about what you got to keep out of this.
Well, of course I'm not happy with it, but it's what the judge offered. And
You admit to the damage that was shown?
not all of it, but
Some of it?
yeah.
All right. Isn't it ironic that it was your pictures that proved the damage to the rug for him?
Yeah. What you do?
You saw you took those?
No.
Okay. Harvey?
You know, the notion of normal wear and tear is a judgment call. As for carpeting, look, it deteriorates, and usually pretty quickly.